Milwaukee team. All right, let's set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Setting the floor for the Bucks. Antetokounmpo out there with Chris Middleton. Then there's Marion. And it's Andrei Kirilenko. And it's Monroe in the 5 spot. Antetokounmpo kicks to Marion. Kirilenko dishes to Marion. 5 on the clock. The drive by Monroe. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skills as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Boy, that's a nice surge for them just when they needed it in a game that was so tight.
And so the Milwaukee Bucks get the first points of the ballgame. Down low. Out to Marion. It's hauled in by Porzingis.
And Jason Kidd has seen a lot of things in his first few years of coaching. Already changed teams once and had some personnel issues, but you cannot deny that he knows how to get the most out of his team.
And so it's Milwaukee now. After New York gets the 3. Kirilenko the pass to Antetokounmpo. Puts it up from 15. Off the iron that time. New York comes into this one following a loss to the Rockets. Here's Porzingis. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
And Antetokounmpo gets it to go.
His shooting percentage is really solid so far, fellas. Good start to this game for him.
For Milwaukee, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. The tray. Middleton can't get it to go. On defense, Milwaukee. They trail by 1.
A splendid pass that time by Rose.
Not a fast start for the Bucks. Antetokounmpo kicks to Middleton. Marion dishes to Middleton. Marion passes to Middleton. The Bucks working the ball around. And that's out of bounds. Milwaukee will retain possession. A different look for Milwaukee. Kenneth Faried comes in for Andrei Kirilenko. And Mirza Teletovic subbed in for Sean Marion. 4 on the shot clock. Faried goes in. Beyond the arc. Milwaukee the rebound. And Middleton kicks to Teletovic. Buries the long-range jumper. And that'll tie this game up.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
And just a solid start to the season for Teletovic last year. I mean, unfortunately, it came to a close prematurely as he was battling blood clots.
Middleton dishes to Monroe. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Faried the pass to Teletovic. Monroe outside. Stolen by Noah. And finished off by Rose.
That almost feels like 2 buckets coming off the steal like it did.
And especially the fact that it now ties the game. The lead was about to be stretched out, and instead, it's back even.
Now, here's Antetokounmpo. And Teletovic kicks to Antetokounmpo. And there's the defensive 3-second call. Well, for Teletovic, he got the clots in early December, and Clark 4. Fortunately, he made a full recovery.
Yeah, good to see him back. You know, Bosch's blood clot battle was more publicized due to his stardom, but Teletovic went through the same thing. It's a real threat to an athlete, and hopefully it's well behind him and he doesn't have to run that race anymore. He had his head on a swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
So for the Bucks, their last game, a loss to the Nets in Brooklyn. On its way from Rose for two. No good. And Milwaukee will come the other way. Middleton with it. And Rose picks him up defensively. And Fareed has it in the corner. Middleton dishes to Antetokounmpo. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And how about a little bit of showmanship there as he increases the lead?
Oh, I like that. That's got to be, though, a tough pill for the defense to swallow.
Well, he's a guy that you know can hurt you with his passing, and right there, he does some damage with his finishing, too.
Fareed goes in, and it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way. And some changes here for the Bucks. Martin's checked in for Monroe. Matthew Dellavedova comes in for Chris Middleton. And it's Livingston in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now here's Fareed, the fast break opportunity. Teletovic's shot is good. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Milwaukee.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
You know, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnovers.
Here's Noah. And there's the pass to Porzingis. Good.
Nothing new there to see Anthony knock down one of those beauties.
Livingston passes to Dellavedova. Anthony on the double team. "20 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Teletovic. And a miss there on the triple. Lee outside. Dishes it to Noah. Pass to Carmelo. Martin with the block. He got it up. And no good trying to get that. That one. And that does it for the first quarter. Bucks ahead, ending the first quarter on a 14-6 run. And we'll be back with you right after this. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And look what we've seen from Milwaukee. What do you think, guys?
I just really like what we're seeing from a defensive standpoint, forcing a lot of turnovers with those quick hands.
Yeah, those active hands, Greg, have produced a number of steals early. They've been very aggressive.
On the court for Milwaukee here in the second. Kenneth Fareed is out there with Martin. Then it's Matthew Dellavedova. Then it's Tony Roten. And it's Marion in at the small forward. Rose can't hit.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Noah with the block. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. He dishes it to Noah. Here's Porzingis. That doesn't go on the chance to tie.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And last year, not exactly up to Noah's lofty standards. Was way down in field goal percentage and free throw percentages compared to the season before, but he did not play completely healthy all of last year either.
A little dinged up, missed 13 games more than he had the season prior, and also the minutes dropped as well. And you could just see him laboring at times on the floor, clearly affected by those injuries.
And shot on the way. And Anthony gets it to go. Anthony's got the game tied up here for New York. Roten. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
And, you know, going back to Noah last season, I think the additions to the Bulls' front court had an effect on him. I mean, they added Gasol and Mirotic, two major talents up front. I think that gave Noah less opportunities than he'd had the year before, and it was an adjustment for him.
Here's Dellavedova. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. So New York ends up going with the new group. And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game.
And guys, talking about Joakim Noah, he was still the spirit of that team last season. Amongst all the great talents the Bulls had, Noah was that energizer and catalyst for the team, a true warrior, even in an off year.
Substitution here for Milwaukee. Monroe's checked in for Martin. Karolinko comes in for Fareed. Chris Middleton's checked in for Matthew Dellavedova. And it's Livingston in for Here's Monroe. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander.
Here is Livingston. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him.
Their interior defense has been dismal.
Yeah, they're losing the battle in the paint.
And the rejection by Monroe. The steal. Here's Neal. Here's Thomas. And O'Quinn kicks to Neal. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
I really think that's the area they want to work the ball into. It takes passing like that to get it done.
And the foul called on Sean Marion. That's his first foul.
That's a couple of very shaky possessions in a row. One turnover right on top of the other.
Time to just slow it down, make the simple play, and get a good shot.
A different look for Milwaukee. Martin's checked in for Marion. And Antetokounmpo subbed in for Sean Livingston. Bucks leading by 5. And guys, Brandon Jennings, some people love his chaotic game. Some can't stand it. One of the more polarizing talents in the NBA.
Yeah, I don't think he'll ever shoot for an efficient percentage or become a lockdown defender, Kevin. He's an offensive catalyst. He pushes the action, and he'll go on scoring binges, but I think he does more good than bad with his style of play.
Monroe outside. Williams with the steal. Here's Neal. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet. Neal's got 4 points now in the quarter.
That is such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
And it's one thing to get the steal, but to so alertly turn it into a transition opportunity, even better.
Now here is Kirilenko. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game.
And talking about Brandon Jennings, he has an endless bag of tricks. Keeping the ball literally on a string, makes behind the back, no look, and off the backboard passes few players would even try. That unpredictability, though, can make him difficult to check and often forces defenders into positions from which they can't recover.
And here's Kirilenko following Brandon Jennings' three. Antetokounmpo dishes to Martin. And O'Quinn sends it back. And that'll be Milwaukee as it goes out of bounds. Bucks retain possession. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Monroe.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
The battle to a standstill on the boards has really been something to watch, and the game's not over yet. We'll see if one of these teams maintains more energy than the other going down the stretch. You know, Brandon Jennings is that rare type of difference maker, a guy who can jumpstart your offense without turning the ball over. That's a valuable asset when you're trying to line up the W.
And let's get your guys' take now on the hustle stats for the Knicks.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
But they've also protected the paint extremely well. You see that in their block shot totals, but also they've altered a lot of shots.
The Knicks shooting their first free throws of this game.
And their numbers from the line last season, they're good, just not great, about 77% as a team.
You know, success at the line just became contagious for them. A few guys got on a roll, and it carried over to the rest of the team.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Lee's checked in for Gary Neal. And it's Rose in for Brandon Jennings. Here's Dellavedova. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Stolen by Rose. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
And, folks, he does more than just put 2 points onto their lead. He does it with a little bit of flair.
He sure does. You're right. It's a dazzling move to the bucket for him.
I'll tell you what, he may not be the biggest man in the league, guys, but he more than makes up for that lack of size with amazing aerial skills.
So for the Knicks, Noah comes in for Kyle O'Quinn. And it's Porzingis in for Derek Williams. New York leading by 4. And again, it's Derrick Rose. Rose has got 4 points now in the quarter.
He's making it look easy scoring out there because he's much more efficient here in the second.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skills as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Boy, that's a nice surge for them just when they needed it in a game that was so tight.
Livingston passes to Fareed. And it's blocked. Another shot. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Knicks out front as they end the second quarter on a 15-4 run. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter. Welcome back, folks. Thank you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports as we get set to get going once again. Hey, during the break, players getting a chance to refuel and hydrate with some Gatorade as there is more basketball in store.
So far in the game for Anthony, he has 9 points, and he's added a steal to his stat line also.
You know what? The number is not huge, but he has been doing some valuable defensive work for them.
Porzingis is out there with Anthony. Then there's Noah. Then it's Lee, and it's Rose in at the point guard position. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Kurt Rambis. Out to Marion. Pass to Livingston. Monroe dishes to Marion. Stolen by Noah. Rose kicks to Anthony. And the wide open shot from Rose. Milwaukee with the rebound. Marion's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Fareed the pass to Livingston. He feeds it to Monroe. Here's Marion. It's good. And he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. Chris Middleton's checked in for Matthew Dellavedova. The Bucks look good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts. Here's Porzingis. Rebounded by Fareed.
And guys, Porzingis was almost a rookie last season, but he opted to pull out of the early entry and wait a year for this past summer's draft. Seems to have worked out for him as far as how his draft stock has changed.
1 for 4 from the field since halftime. They're having a tough time getting it going here.
And how about a little bit of showmanship there as he increases the lead?
Oh, I like that. That's got to be, though, a tough pill for the defense to swallow.
Well, he's a guy that you know can hurt you with his passing, and right there, he does some damage with his finishing, too.
Screen by Fareed. 6 to shoot. Here's Monroe. The shot is off. Great defense that time from Noah. Greg, you're right with Porzingis. It made sense for him to wait 1 more year. Mark has a lot to learn, but still comes over, is a much talked about player, a much better player than had he declared last season.
I agree with you, yet he'll still need time to develop, but all the ingredients are there. He's got a chance to be a really good player.
Yeah, the Latvian had a great shot for his height, and he'll be an interesting stretch 4 in the NBA.
Good call.
And it's Anthony with the jam.
And really, this is the time to push it. Try to extend that lead.
I agree with you. I mean, anytime you can push things forward as you approach the end of the 3rd quarter, it puts you in good position for that last quarter, which we all know is crunch time.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
And there was a question of whether or not Derrick Rose would be able to get back to his former self. At times last season, you could see him back in that MVP form.
And a new group in for the Knicks. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Noah. Derek Williams comes in for Carmelo Anthony. Gary Neal's checked in for Courtney Lee. And it's Jennings in for Rose. Dellavedova dishes to Martin. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. And with Rose again, he showed flashes last season of his level of play, Clark, before the injury.
Yeah, exactly. And you hate to see any player go down with injuries, especially a talent like Derrick Rose. He still needs to show that he can regain that high level of NBA play for an entire season. I think that's just a matter of time, Kevin.
Williams kicks to O'Quinn. Puts up a 3. Can't get it to go. The Bucks go the other way with it. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. That'll be the first of 4 played at home for them. And finished off by Martin.
Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
Well, there's also style just with the fact that he's able to have that kind of a finish, though. Still, I like that pretty one-handed flush.
Here's Porzingis. The 3-pointer, no good.
And he's really having all sorts of problems with his jumper right now.
Yeah, big time. I mean, the words that come to mind, ice and cold and disappearing stroke, all would apply.
And he gets it to go. And the Knicks lead by 7.
Fellas, he just is struggling to get anything going. Right now, his shooting percentage in the quarter, 20%. You got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of grinded-out physical game.
That's the kind of look they can continue to go with. Maybe that'll help them create some separation on the scoreboard.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. Checked in for Milwaukee. And here are the Knicks now, leading by 5. Jennings passes to Neal. And the 3 off target. Milwaukee's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Outside, Kirilenko connects from three-point range. Kirilenko's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And when they desperately needed to get things turned around, they were able to rally and get back into it.
And, Greg, it was really their defense just as much as their offense that served as the real catalyst, and I think it allowed them to put that run together.
And out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession.
A temporary lapse of focus from them on that turnover. It's embarrassing, but on occasion it does happen.
The Bucks making a switch here. Antetokounmpo's checked in. Here's Larkin. Here's the screen. Kirilenko up top. Trying to find Martin. He's got it now. Makes it off the glass. Martin's got 7.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, and usually when a team goes on a run like this, it's because they are getting too many opportunities on the inside. Make them beat you from deep.
Here's Milwaukee now. They're on a 12-4 run right now. Dellavedova dishes to Martin. The kick out to Antetokounmpo. Kirilenko into the lane to tie. And it's Martin missing.
And that's the way you want to defend. Nice job there.
Always important to have that good interior defense.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Joakim Noah is checked in for the Knicks. Anthony comes in for Porzingis. New York, no good that time either. Williams attacking.
Oh, wow.
That's a beautiful chance.
I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is the 2 points, not the dramatics.
Oh, come on, Clark. He had to go for it, didn't he?
Yeah, but hey. He's an athlete, and I can't fault him for that one. Although, if he missed it, I might have.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Lee comes in for Derek Williams. And it's Rose in for Brandon Jennings. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
The turnover total in the first half, only 1, but a totally different story here in the second.
You have to like what we're seeing from Carmelo Anthony.
They need to make some adjustments because he's absolutely scorching.
Timeout called the Bucks. Justin Holiday's checked in for Gary Neal. And here's Middleton. Pass to Livingston. He kicks it to Monroe. Feeds to Marion. Back to Monroe. 4 seconds left. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. Monroe's got 6. Rose. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
And Kevin, who says a point guard should look to pass first? I mean, not when you can finish like that.
The points coming in bunches as we wrap up the third quarter. It's been a good one. It's the Knicks leading by 4. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the fourth quarter next. Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the fourth quarter. A terrific game so far. On the floor for Milwaukee starting the fourth quarter. We've got Chris Middleton. Craig Monroe is up there with Kenneth Faried. Then there's Marion. And it's Livingston in at the point. And it's Monroe, top of the key. Shot's good by Middleton.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
And it's Rose penetrating. Marion with the steal. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
And it's Middleton penetrating. The shot will not go. Good D by Lee. Kenneth Faried grabs the board. Faried's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Now Monroe kicks to Middleton. There's the dish to Faried. Oh, and here comes Rose all alone. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Carmelo Anthony showing you his passing skill there.
Livingston kicks to Monroe. And the layup's good off the glass.
Well, you can't give him that kind of a position in the post.
Oh, without question. I mean, when he gets it in that tight and that close, that's easy. Real easy.
That gives him his second 3 of the half with 3 total for the game.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
And right before Carmelo went down with the injury last season, it seemed like he had added the fadeaway to his game, molded a little bit after Dirk Nowitzki.
Carmelo's reasoning was that he had been burned enough by Dirk's fadeaway, he had to adapt.
That's a great fadeaway to borrow from, for sure. I mean, Melo already has a mid-range game, terrific mid-range game. And this shot makes that even deadlier.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Jason Kidd was saying to his team. He talked mainly about giving them a different look defensively and dropping more bodies into the paint, saying, listen, they're eating us up on the inside, and we need to do whatever it takes to stop it. Guys, back to you.
O'Quinn, the best to Noah. And there's a whistle that goes against Craig Monroe. That's his first foul. Anthony kicks to Lee. And a wide open look for Noah. And it's off from three-point range. Marion dishes to Monroe. Antetokounmpo passes to Monroe.
Whoa. That'll wake you up. My goodness.
Is he an athlete or what?
No doubt about it. It's almost as if he lives in the air, and dunks like that have become quite commonplace.
And you look at Joakim Noah, I mean, one of those hybrid talents. As a center, he gives you the rebounding, the shot blocking you want. But then he also has tremendous passing skills and instincts and the energy of a mountain lion.
And going back to Joakim Noah, he really is a hybrid. He holds American, Swedish, and French citizenships. He's truly a man of the world, and he's worldly on the floor. He can guard and play a lot of different positions.
And Kevin, he looks like a man of the world. He has a unique style unto himself, but I'll take the versatility and the hustle he brings on my team any day. If he's healthy, he's a factor.
Now Monroe Kicks to Kirilenko. To the middle. Knocked away. Stolen by O'Quinn. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
Martin's checked in for Andrei Kirilenko. And that trip coming up empty, missing both. Jennings dishes to Carmelo. Goes back up. Great D that time from Middleton.
Now, nice work there to contest the finish inside.
You know, they got the shot they wanted, but his defense, deterred them from those playing. How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
New York calls timeout. Greg Monroe with a strong contribution so far in this one.
I mean, he's getting to the rack all game, and if they can't do a better job of keeping him out of the paint, they're in for a long night.
Zingas, he's checked in for New York. Rose comes in for Brandon Jennings. New York trailing. Rose attacking. It's off his leg. And it's whistled a kick.
That'll be a kick ball.
Anthony kicks it to Noah. Here's Lee. And he stops it. What a pass to set him up. Well, as we move into the fourth, it's been an even game.
Yeah, it has been. Neither team able to create any significant separation so far.
Guys, teams have exchanged the lead 5 times thus far.
Stolen by Noah. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. That is good. 14 points for Derrick Rose.
16.
And taking a quick look here, guys, at the hustle stats for New York.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
Yeah, and they've also done a great job of playing in space, getting out in transition every opportunity.
Anthony drives in. That's good. Anthony's got 22.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Rose. .125 left in the fourth quarter. That's good.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
The three from Anthony. Shot is off. Great D that time from Middleton.
And that's playing into the hands of the defense right there.
No way you can sneak that shot by him, Greg. I mean, he was all on top of that one.
Martin with the block. Monroe, the pass to Middleton. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. And there's a whistle that goes against Greg Monroe. That's foul number 2 for him.
That was massive.
You know it. He's stepping right into the spotlight there.
Rose dishes to Carmelo. Yes!
This is what happens when you allow Carmelo Anthony to heat up.
And so it's Milwaukee with it. Antetokounmpo kicks to Martin. Middleton drives in. And Anthony sends it back. And they'll keep possession. And I think we'll see them burn the clock a bit here.
You know, I think that's probably a smart move.
I think so, too. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Porzingis. Money!
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Bucks call timeout.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. They're trailing by 4. 24 seconds left to play here in the fourth. platoon swap here for Milwaukee. 24 seconds left to play in the final quarter.
Boy, that's finishing the defense there. He made a good effort on that possession defensively and then closed it out with the rebound.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yeah, they have to extend the game. I mean, plain and simple. Use every second you can on the clock here.
Just no let up, guys. They just keep coming at you.
Well, this lead is too big to overcome. I'm going out on the limb right now. There's just not enough time left on the clock to make up the ground they have to make up.
So the first one drops, and that brings them within 5. Both good from the line that time. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
And how's that for some ups coming from that one?
He is a rarity among NBA point guards in his ability to elevate.
Yeah, his athletic ability, guys, is really what takes him a notch above most players at his position. Tell you what, he's not an easy guy to stop when he's got his sight on the rim.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
Did he just go chop there with that one-hand tomahawk slam?
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second.
2 shots.
And he ends up making the second, and that puts them up by 5. Dellavedova from outside. So it's New York picking up the win. Probably a little closer than they would have